Once you put that lip liner on, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? It makes make sense. That lash and that lip. Thank you. Hey you guys, so today I will be doing my makeup. This is my everyday makeup routine, all occasions. I literally do this look all the time, no matter where I'm going. Sometimes if it's an evening event, I'll do some things that are a little different, but I'm just gonna show you what I do. I'll show you all the products I use, the brushes I use, and I need to look at the actual camera. So yeah, just watch me do my makeup. I'll show all the products. I'll put my links down below if you're interested in getting some of the products. And this is something that I feel like everybody should know how to do, a typical all-purpose makeup look. It's not that hard like you may think it is, but let me show you my updated routine. If you've been following me on YouTube for a while, I used to do makeup on clients, on myself, but my makeup routine and go-to products have changed since then, so not all of them though. So let's get into it. My face is clean, it is fully moisturized. So now what I always like to do first is go in with a primer. I usually use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, but we're gonna be using the Secure the Sweat by One Size. I'll just put some on my fingers. One Size products are the truth. So for the most part, whenever I use this, it really locks in my pores and my makeup doesn't really move. Okay, now that we have that on, I like to go in and do my brows. This is all I use on my brows. I don't really fill my brows in. Nothing. I just like them natural. I use this brow lift by e.l.f. Been using it for some time now, years. Maybe 2+ or longer than that years. I just had to buy a new one because I was all out and panicking. And I go in with the brow lift by e.l.f. brush. And I just use the spoolie part, brush my brows out. I don't know when was the last time I got them arched, but I literally go in, dab it a little bit. Brows can be intimidating. It takes up a lot of time to do. If you guys know, I usually have lash extensions. Actually, let me turn the light up a little bit so you guys can really see. There we go. Don't get overwhelmed with your routine. If you like lash extensions, get them done. So it's one less thing for you to do. You feel complete. I always feel complete when I have my lash extensions on. But I've been getting used to not having them. I was wearing them for like 2 years straight, with maybe a week break here and there. But once I'm done using the spoolie, I use the flat part of the brush, the little spatula, and press it down to seal it. And then I go back in with the spoolie and I just shape it how I would like. So you can see this is the brow lift gel, eyebrow, and this is not. And that's like all I do. So let's do the next one. We got some leftover product on the brush. My brows are cousins. They are not sisters. They are not identical twins. They are cousins for the most part. So this is my brow that kind of gives me some problems. It's not as thick on the top. So I take a little bit more time with how I brush it out. It's not too much I could do. And then I use the spatula. And then it's time to shape it. See? It's all done. So now that my brows are done, after that, I literally just go in and do my foundation routine. So it has been a full year because last year, when I first tried the House Labs foundation, I was at Dreamville in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I bought this and I fell in love. And yeah, I've still been using it. I have not used any other foundation since. It's more I don't even want to say on the dewy side, because my best friend has oily skin and I convinced her to buy it, and it's worked wonders. She loves it. It doesn't give her any issues. So I don't know, I love this foundation, and I am in the shade 330 medium cool. It's a little bit lighter, but I'm gonna make it work. And sometimes I'll pick up the product with the brush that I'm using and put it on. Other times I like to use a flat brush and just put it all on my face. And then I like to take it and just, you know, carve out the brow on top, because, you know, I have to brush near it and I don't want it to like get on the brow, if that makes sense, getting too close. So I'd rather get the product as close as I can to my brow. And if you're somebody that likes to highlight under your brow, you can do that as well. I usually don't, because I just don't. With makeup, you could do whatever it is that you want to do. There's no one way to do makeup. When you find out if there's one way, let me know. And then I usually go on with the setting spray. This is the luminous setting spray. I usually will use the Morphe Continuous Mist Spray, but I ran out. And this works perfectly fine for me. Spray it up. I kind of go through a few different brushes when it comes to my foundation. But today we'll just go in with this Juvia's Place Round Top Foundation brush. And patting motions. That's what you do. You don't swipe, you don't do this. You don't do that. You pat your makeup in. So I'm moving around my face. And I'm just patting it in. Sometimes I'll take my nose ring out, but I'm not really feeling like it today. Now, because I have short hair and, well, not really short hair, the color of my hair, I'm really careful on the top portion because of the color, and it's so easy for me to get makeup on my hair. I go in with this Real Techniques brush, I don't even know the name, and I just pat. I have more control, it's a smaller brush. And I try to get as close as I can. As you can see, I already started getting some makeup on there, but it's okay. A little makeup doesn't hurt. Okay. Do a little bit by the brows. And voila. Perf. When it comes to concealer, once again, I'm going in with the House Labs concealer. And I'm going in with medium peach. Underneath the eyes, a little bit here. I'm gonna be outside, so I don't really wanna have too much makeup on, but why not? Cupid's bow area, chin. Down the bridge of my nose. And then forehead. And depending on the look that the event, you can always put more, you could put less. It's all up to you. It's your world, so you do what you want to do. Going back in with this Morphe spray. And now I'm gonna go in with another Real Techniques brush. Oh, no, I'm gonna go in with the same one that I was using because I use that for powder. And just tap it. Blend it. Sometimes I have to add a little bit more concealer underneath my eyes because they're sunken in a bit and they get a little dark. And that's okay. And so I might just put a little bit more. because we are officially in spring and headed towards summer, I got to get a darker shade pretty soon. Okay, perfect. And when I'm done with my concealer, I go back with my foundation brush, and you just want to kind of blend out the areas that cause lines of demarcation. You don't want to see those. You want it to be blended in, everything to be blended in seamlessly, because nobody wants to see harsh lines. I don't want to see them on me. I don't want to see them on you. Let's not do that. And I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, and I'm gonna let this sit here and get tacky for a little bit. Okay, now as I do that, I am gonna go in with my black opal. This is in the shade Nutmeg, and literally there is nothing left. I need to get a new one. I know, but I just take this brush, I think this is from Tarte, and I go in with this dense part, and I'm just rubbing, trying to get all of the product that I can get from this. And then you don't want to go below your tragus. You see this? This in your ear is your tragus. You don't want to be below that. So I kind of go at an angle here and apply it on, because you want to, the face, you want it to be sucked in. All right, so contour helps add those shadows and those dimensions back to your face. Highlight brightens it in the areas that the sun touches your face first, for the most part. And then once I have that on, I go in with the other side of the brush, and ooh, why is it hot? I just washed these, so. And I just use it to blend it in using tapping motion again. Trying to be careful with my hairline, but there's just certain things I can't help too much. All right, perfect. So now I have that all blended out. So what I like to do next is I go in with this other Real Techniques brush. It's dense for the most part. And I'm gonna do the same thing, rub it onto the product. And I'm gonna contour my nose. So when you contour, you wanna make sure that you're going up to the beginning of your brow so it can be seamless contour and just blend. That's how I like mine. And I even go in and I put some on my lid a little bit, kind of as a primer in a way. I don't really prime my eyes. I let the natural oil soak up the product when I'm putting like eyeshadow on, because I like more of that natural look. Mind you, when I first started doing makeup, I was a full glam, cut crease, glitter, all that type of girl, all of that. Like, that's how I learned how to really do makeup, being like that. I was interested in it, I loved it, and then things just change. But I'm so happy that I know how to do all of it. So whenever I'm in that mood, I just know how to do it. Kind of put a little bit more on that side of the eye, so I'm gonna make it even. And I just keep going in. So when I do that, I put a little on the tip of my nose, and then I just bring it down the sides of my nose, because like I said, you don't want to see those lines. Okay. So now my nose is contoured. I could go in and add a little bit more concealer if I want to make my nose pop, but I'm not really in that mood right now. Now it's time for liquid blush. So this is Rosy Posy by Juvia's Place. This is like my favorite cream blush right now. I think it's the perfect color. And I feel like the name is perfect too, Rosy Posy. I like to go in with this Real Techniques 200 brush, I guess. Whatever works, to be honest with you. And one thing about blush, just don't be afraid of it. It's so easy to tame blush down. If you ever feel like, oh my God, I put too much. This looks like a lot right now. Don't be afraid. There's ways to fix it. I used to be like that. Going on the other side, I'm using those tapping motions, and it's all about where you like your blush. Some people like to focus on their actual apple of their cheeks here, and other people like want it really close near their under eye. And with blush, it's not only made for your cheeks, it's made to be on your temples too. So don't be afraid to bring it up to your temples. Don't be afraid to put a little on your nose. Sometimes I could look like Rudolph, and some people like that look. But I'm not into that right now, so don't put too much. And then another reason why I put and leave concealer right here is because if it's a little too high, when it's time for me to blend this out, it'll help and cover some of those areas to tame down that blush and help it just blend in. You just want to be a little careful when you go back to the top, because I'll have some remnants of the blush and you don't want that. So I'll flip it over to the other side so I can blend out the other side of my cheeks. I mean my under eye going into my cheeks. Perfect. And just gonna go in with that foundation brush. Blend all this here so it's no crazy lines. And now it's time to set. Right now I'm using the translucent powder by Laura Mercier. Been using this for years. I used to use this on my makeup clients, myself. I've used the translucent, the honey, even the darker shade one for deeper skin complexions, and I love it. All right, so initially, I don't spy any creases underneath my eye. Before you set your under eye, make sure that there are no creases. If you see any, you go back in with that brush, blend it out. If you feel like you need to add a little bit more, you can. And then take a brush and just do a light set. Yeah, you can go in and immediately put a heavy amount. I don't want to say a heavy amount out, but if you really want a nice seamless look, go in and set your under eye first with a fluffy brush, and then you can bake, if anything. But when you just slap that powder on there, it'll make it cakey. And we don't want it to get cakey and crack. So for the most part, I like to go into all the areas I highlighted and then set it like this. If you're somebody that creases a lot near the laugh line, it's natural. It's gonna happen to everybody for the most part, unless you're super stiff. You wanna make sure that you're setting your laugh line area. Okay. After I do that, I like to go in with these. You can get these on Amazon. They're so, like the powder puff brushes, they're so awesome. I get some all on it, and then I'm just gonna carve out that contour and set. Make sure that you're setting underneath your neck where you apply foundation. At least this is what I do. And now I'm gonna go back in and let this sit on these areas for a little bit. If you're more on the dewy side and you want your makeup to be dewy, you don't have to set as much, but it's just like what I wanna do. I'm not gonna do too much on there. I'm not even gonna let it sit a lot. I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush and let that melt. So the leftover foundation, it presses it into the skin and melts it, instead of just brushing it off, you know? Perfect. Now I'm going to use the Juvia's Place bronze tan in the shade tan. This is all I use. Sometimes I'll switch it up and use some matte Give Me Sun, but for the most part, this is what I use. So I know I already put my blush on. I just like to take a little bit and underneath the blush set it with this. Depending on the mood, you know, you might go a little heavier, a little lighter. Gonna get those temple areas. And then I'm gonna go in. I typically use this to set my nose. Just a little bit. And I just go on the sides here, everywhere that I place that cream contour. You don't have to necessarily do your contour with cream, but you could just go straight with powder, but you might have to just do a little bit more work, that's all. I love when I use cream to do my face. All right, so, and mind you, this light is a bit bright, so it may look a little washed out, but I promise you it is not. Then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go in with this blush. I don't know, it's called Seashell. I got this from my Ipsy bag that I used to get that I finally put a stop to. Oh my. And I'm just gonna go in with a little blush brush and put this on. Just to make the blush pop a little bit more, a little bit on my nose. Perfect. Okay. So now it's time to do my eyes. I always use my Mario Ethereal palette. I think this is the first one he launched. It goes crazy. I've been using this for like a year and a half, 2 years now. Love it. I don't really use anything else at all. And my go-to shade is this lightish brown color right here. So I just take some of that with a fluffy eyeshadow brush and just put it all over my lid. We have some leftover contour, cream contour on the eyelid, so it just grabs it right up. You see the difference? All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and do windshield wiping motions. The color looks a little bit intense on the top, like I dropped some on there too much, but we're just gonna blend that part out. And just so it's even, I'm gonna put a little bit more on the top over here, which is okay with me. I usually don't really go that high, but it's all good. All right, and then now, got a little ahead of myself. Gonna go in with this Morphe M167 brush. I never really pay attention to these brushes. And I'm gonna go in with this color, well, this shimmer right here. Clearly it's my favorite, it's almost done. And I'm gonna just pop some on my eyelid. If you really want it to stay, you can spray the brush. I didn't today, because like I said, it's just, it stays, it does not move. One thing about Makeup by Mario with this ethereal palette, you pop this thing on your eye, it is not moving. Whether you put some primer or not, it's gonna show. And I'm always receiving compliments. And when the sun hits it, forget about it. I love the formula that he used. It's not dry. It's moisturizing on the eye. Now that the eyes are done, before I go in with mascara, and I don't think I'm putting falsies on today, I'm gonna go in with this Ofra highlighter, Blissful. I've had this for years. I got this in an Ipsy bag one year and I never looked back. It's like a pinky rosy champagne highlight color, and I use it for everything. So highlight this cheekbone area, tip of my nose, cupid's bow, chin, brow bone, forehead. Sometimes I'll go like that, just really quick on the bridge of my nose. Then I go back in with that eyeshadow brush and I just kind of do some windshield wiping strokes because that highlighter will connect with it sometimes. A pointed brush here, take some and I put it in the inner corner of my eyes so it could pop. I always feel incomplete if I don't have this. Literally feel incomplete. Okay, so trust the process. I know it's eating, but it's gonna pop in a second, okay? This Anastasia Beverly Hills, it's called Lash Sculpt. This is the truth. At first I felt like it was too much. I stayed away from it. I didn't use it for a while. And then one day I said, you know what? Let me give it a try. And when I tell you that this mascara, as soon as you just do like some little light strokes, it makes your eyelashes pop. What? When I tell you, like I said, I miss my lash extensions bad. Bad. And this, when I put this on, it makes me feel better wearing my natural lashes. I wish I could get my natural lashes back to when I was like a teenager in my early 20s. Oh my God, they were so beautiful and long and natural. these are beautiful now and I love them now, but whoosh. You know when you look back and you were younger and you were like, oh my God, my skin, or I thought I was heavy then and I wasn't, or my hair was just so beautiful and thick, and you look back and it's like, wow, I was like hard on myself, or I didn't even notice these beautiful qualities of myself that I had in that moment. So it's always important to be present and happy with what you have now and how you look now. I understand it's not always like that, but you gotta appreciate you for where you are in the moment. And I love to throw some underneath on my bottom lash. When I used to do makeup for my clients, they're like, oh my God, I don't have any bottom lashes. And I'm like, are you crazy? Girl, you better put some mascara on that bottom lash. And they're like, really? And I would put it on for them. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know. And it just takes your makeup look to the next level. I love it. I love bottom lash mascara. So I put a first layer on. It depends on the vibe. Let it dry a little bit, and then I like to go in with some more. So it could be pretty dark. All right. And I am going to clean my nose ring, because if it's one thing I hate is doing my makeup and forgetting to clean my nose ring. Like, girl, what? Perfect. Now that that is on, it is time to go on with Anosha's Artistry made by moi. This is brown sugar lip liner, and then I'm going in with Anosha's Artistry Lush lip gloss. It's a creamy pinkish nudish color. It looks beautiful on all skin complexions. And this is the packaging that it comes in. Very official, very cutesy, very demure. If you are interested in this lip combo, once you see me apply it, the link is in my bio. You place the order, I will ship it to you the next day. I don't play games. Okay, so I've been using this a lot. Let me sharpen it. It's a pencil, so this goes a long way, and that's what was important to me. I hate when you buy a lip liner and you buy it and after a few uses, it's just gone. And you can't sharpen it, you can't do anything. All right, so I overline my lips. And I gotta use a mirror. And when I do my makeup, I make sure I'm moisturizing. What's that? I'm moisturizing my lips. So it's a little harder when you have the product still on there. So if it's easier for you to dry your lips, do that. Okay, my lips are lined. I told you I like to overline them. You see, once you put that lip liner on, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? It makes it make sense. That lash and that lip, thank you. Okay, so this is with one application, one side, and that's another thing. I wanted to have a brush like this. I just like applicators that are like that. This is with one, and I still have some left over. See? A little goes a long way. I usually don't do more than one because like I said, I don't need that much. And now I'm gonna go in with this same setting spray. And then I'm running out. I have to buy a new one. I use the One Size Until Dawn setting spray. This right here, your makeup will not move. It will not move. It will not. I'm trying to get this last bit out. I'm so sad. Ooh, still going. Yep. And what I will say I will do a tad, I will go on with this medium deep a little bit and put some here to set my face a little bit more. And it's a little bit darker because like I said, I need to get my spring color, but I evened my face out pretty well. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with this spray again. I'm an OD sprayer. And that's it. This is my go-to makeup routine. You guys saw the beginning, and now this is the end. And I love it. It's perfect for every occasion. I could slap some lashes on, but I'm not really in the mood. I'm gonna just, I'm on my natural lash tip. And yeah, I could walk anywhere. I'm about to go to the farmer's market. You can go out to date night like this. It's perfect. It's not too much, it's not too little. And literally, if I wasn't talking to you guys, I could do this in like 15 minutes, I promise you. It's not hard, just practice. Practice makes perfect. You won't get your face down pat until you practice and make some mistakes along the way. So this is it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what is your favorite makeup that you like to use. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments below. Like I said, if you like my lip combo, the link is in my bio. Place an order. I'll get it to you the next day. Well, I'll ship it out to you the next day. And yeah, if you like these products, check out my OTK, my Amazon storefront, all of that, and I'll be happy to help you along your journey with your makeup routine. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye. See you next time.